If your SMS campaigns aren't working, it's probably not the channel, it's how you're using it. Reddit is full of marketers shifting from spammy blasts to useful, intent-based messaging. And in today's video, we're breaking down how to do SMS the right way in 2025. I'm Jordan, I'm the founder and CEO of Haze. We help e-commerce brands grow their LTV, grow their returning customer rate, and of course, their revenue from email and SMS as well. With me, I have Dan, who is the head of retention marketing at Haze Media. He oversees all of our clients, all our team members, make sure that they actually achieve their objectives and are actually growing. If you're an e-commerce brand, you're looking for someone to hand all this over to, retention marketing, this is exactly what we do. There's a link down below. You can go ahead, book a call directly with me. We'll chat about your business and see if there's a fit for us to work together. With that being said, let's get straight into it. So to give you guys some background on what we're going to be talking about today, the first thing is that SMS isn't a newsletter. It's a real-time, high-trust channel. We're also going to be talking about the best usage, delivery updates, appointment reminders, urgent drops, VIP early access, different ideas that you can actually leverage through SMS, and also how you should be thinking about SMS more like a concierge and not so much a megaphone. So to start us off, Dan, I have a question. Do you think SMS is too intrusive for cold offers or discounts?
I like what you said about touching on the idea of treating it like a concierge. When I think of a concierge service, right? If I'm like, I don't know, book an Airbnb or a hotel and I get a concierge with it, it's like, how does that experience feel? What are they delivering to help my experience better, right? So in the idea of SMS and what the experience that we want the customer to use, or at least I want to have when I'm using SMS, is not so much like, hey, we have this special offer, get it now. It's more like personalized, tailored offers towards my specific needs, right? And what I'm currently looking for. So there's actually a brand that we partner with, the third-party tool called Live Recover. This isn't to promote them, but just based on this idea of being like a concierge personalized service, they came to mind just now as I'm speaking. Live Recover, basically what they do is they have like agents that reach out to customers who have subscribed to SMS marketing based on their intent, based on how they're using the website. So for example, if I'm on my phone and I'm browsing a brand's website, I'm looking at bestsellers, and then I click on, say in this case, I don't know, a specific hat or a t-shirt that I like, what will happen is some time after that, if I've subscribed into SMS marketing, someone will reach out to me via SMS saying, hey, Daniel, I noticed that you were looking at our XYZ and, noticed that you clicked off the page. Is there anything that I can help you with? Is there any questions that you might have about the product? We want to make sure that you have the best experience possible. Okay. Something as simple as that, kind of like a customer support agent, but through SMS. And right now it's crushing. I mean, the ROI on it, I think is around 10x, just over 10x. And it's about the same price as SMS. Don't quote me on those results. That's based on something we talked about like in the previous week. It was probably changed now, but there definitely is super effective. And so I think it needs to feel more personal. I think SMS is kind of lost its touch. I think in the personalization idea of it is kind of been put to the wayside. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree. And I think like another tool we've spoken about is Para as well, right? Which kind of goes back to that personalization, where you can send voice notes, like personalized voice notes to your mass list, right? And it comes through as an actual voice note that you can listen to like from the founder or someone in the company. And I think that's something different, right? SMS is kind of, it's lost its touch. And I think you need to be smart to use these tools to get closer to the customer on a personal level when SMS is such a personal channel.
Yeah, I'm going to put a quote here from a Reddit thread /r marketing that says SMS works better as a customer experience tool than a sales tool. I think that kind of sums it up in one. It's like, how can you use SMS in a way that just feels like an added beneficial user experience onto your website? And ways of doing that. Another quote here, use it for actually useful business communication instead of blast marketing. I can literally count on two hands how many times I've received just message after message of like, especially from phone providers, like they'll give you an offer like, hey, get this data pack for this, or renew or upgrade your phone. It's just constant offer and sales tactics, and I imagine it's not working very well for them.
Yeah, and even some of our conversations recently about email marketing, that you shouldn't always push discounts and sales all the time. That should only be like 20% of your campaign strategy. The rest should be sending things that people actually want to read. So while every other brand is sending their customers sales and offers through SMS, why not send a link to a blog post or a link to an Instagram video or something that your customers can learn, and don't try and sell them the product. try and educate them on the product and the problem and the solution. And then, yeah, they'll know where to buy, right? Like once they're bought in.
Okay, so a question. What are the best SMS messages that you've received? I can go first. So anything that's urgent, whether it's a new a brand that I have an affinity with. For example, I really love supplement companies, especially ones that like MindLab Pro, for example. When they have a new formula or a new product, I want to know about it because I use the product daily, right? So if they have a new formula or a new supplement or a new product and they're framing it as like, we're giving you first access, we're giving you first, I know it's super basic, super normal. I mean, you probably sent these anyway, but I think they just work so well because the way you word it, and we'll talk about copy and timing in a second, but the way you word it can feel very personal and very like, hey, you're getting this first because you're part of our SMS club, right? And this is only for you. And if you attach that with a special introductory offer for the new product, so like 5% off just for SMS subscribers, available for the next 24 hours, 48 hours, it makes them feel like they're exclusive, that they're part of a kind of a VIP club. I don't really like using that word, but part of something that's more exclusive than just your standard email subscriber.
Yeah, it's a great example. I would be the same. The brands that I have an affinity with and the products that I use on a daily basis, or the products I use very often, I would want to know those important updates. Maybe not every time they're running a sale, I don't need an SMS. And I think the most important thing with SMS is that you don't overdo it, because the people that do have an affinity to your brand, they do want to hear from you and they will buy when there's interesting updates or whatever, new products, but they don't need to know every single time you have a sale. And I think you should be treating your existing customers different to your non-customers. It's another topic of conversation. But yeah, I would say the best SMS I've received are those as well. Also, some other SMS that I would put in the category of best or good SMS that I've received is updates that are exciting and not necessarily getting me to buy a product, but just like, hey, keeping the brand top of mind in my mind by giving me something like, hey, we just opened a new store in like so-and-so city, right?
Yeah.
And maybe I'm not even in that city, but what it tells me is that, hey, these guys are growing, they're doing well.
That's so attached.
Yeah, it's like, that's cool. Like if I'm ever in that city, like I might check them out. But it's like, it adds more trust. And again, it keeps them top of mind because the brand is growing and, that means they're doing well and it reinforces that you should be buying their products. Also, if your brand is doing any like charitable initiatives, right? If you just hit like a milestone with, I don't know, donating a certain amount of money to children in need, like whatever you're kind of doing on that more like mission philanthropic side, you should also let your customers know because it's a cool thing to let them know about. So Dan, being closer to the action itself with the brands that we work with, sending SMS, where do you think most brands go wrong when it comes to both copy and also timing?
Oh, wow. I think anything that feels too salesy, anything that ChatGPT gives you, it's the first draft that the ChatGPT gives you, throw it in the bin. There may be one or two words that are good, really. Like direct response, as much as I love it, and that's what taught me my copywriting, and my whole background was direct response copywriting, I think be very selective how you use it in SMS. It needs to feel like a conversation. It needs to feel like you're talking to a friend, and better if you can put a person's name behind the text as well. Like if you're the founder, you're Becky, the founder of, a women's skincare brand, then put that, Becky, the founder, or someone else in the customer team on the team. Make it feel as conversational without being intrusive as possible. It's like finding a balance of conversational without being intrusive. And it's delicate. It really is. And I think you have to have a very, this is where timing comes into it. So you've got copy being how you write it, but the timing of everything is so important. With your content calendars that you put together, you should only send SMS when it makes sense for your brand. And you touched on a very good point. Don't send every single sale. That's one thing. Do not send an SMS every single sale, unless it's like a super special sale like Black Friday or like a SMS flash sale, SMS only. That's also good. But not every single sale, not every single Memorial Day, Label Day, Dentist Day, Smile Day, I don't know, Foot Day. Yeah, but big events that move the needle for your brand and that make sense for your brand, right? Because customers aren't stupid. They'll know Labor Day sale, yes, every brand does it on email. That's not a bad thing. Everyone might do it on their website, but in SMS, does it make sense for your company to send a Labor Day? Maybe, maybe not. depending, right? Like, I'm trying to think of a brand that it will make sense. Like a skincare brand, what's more relevant? Like World Health Month on World Mental Health Awareness Month, or Women's Independence Day? Is Independence Day Women's International Day? International Women's Day? Sorry, not Independence Day, Women's International Women's Day. Things like that make sense for the brand, right? But then Labor Day, maybe don't send it, right? And you need to be very discerning and say no more than you say yes to sending SMS. What do you think?
Yeah, it goes back to the, less is more, I think, with SMS, definitely. And like, even with email, like, don't just send emails for the sake of sending emails. There must be a reason. Like, you're trying to push a promo or discount, you're either dropping a new product, you're providing a brand update, or you're educating people on the product and the brand that's going to ultimately move them closer and closer to making a purchase, or making that second or third or fourth, whatever purchase. So switching gears kind of into the topic of, okay, we spoke about how often you should send SMS, what should the SMS actually be in terms of like copy and ideas. But when it comes to who do you send to, similar to email, where we're segmenting this by specific criteria, how should brands approach segmenting SMS lists? Should they do it by intent level, like people who are most likely to purchase based on their website behavior? Or should it be about like purchase recency, like people who recently made a purchase because they may be more receptive to SMS messages that we're going to be sending?
Yeah, I think definitely both need to be taken into account. Thinking about the customer journey, I know SMS and Para with voice note marketing, like specifically Para, they like to say we're more on the retention side. We're more like, we like to focus more on what the customer journey is like after they purchased. And I like that. I think because SMS is such a personal channel, I think everything after purchase, you can get really creative with the customer journey on how to reduce buyer's remorse. For one, like how can you make them really excited via SMS? They've just bought, I've just gone on your website and I've just bought a PlayStation 5 and I'm so excited that I'm going to get to play all these games that I've never been able to play. How can you hype me up in SMS to the day that it's going to be delivered? Because maybe it's not going to be delivered for a week. Maybe for a PS5 it'll be tomorrow, but let's think about like a sofa, right? Like something that takes longer. How can you, I've just spent $5,000 on a sofa. How can you make me feel via SMS that I've made the right purchase before I've even got my sofa? And I think that's how you should be thinking. Like, how can we reduce buyer's remorse? How can we use this opportunity to build a real relationship with our customer? And how can we offer value by and increase LTV by directing them into some more like customer only sections of our customer journey and brand and funnel. So loyalty programs come to mind, referral programs come to mind, joining certain communities, whether it's like a Discord community or a WhatsApp community. Maybe there's an event that you've got coming up where you're bringing customers together, where they get like first access or free access. These are the things you should be thinking about to reduce buyer's remorse. So I would say in that case, you want to segment by recency and map out like, okay, from when they ordered the product to when they're getting it, what does a customer need to know to feel excited and hyped about it? Then once they get their product, what do they need to know? So you're mapping it out that way. What do you think about the other side when it comes to, their intent level? So more about before they've purchased. What do you think?
I would say if someone is in the consideration phase of buying your product, they're browsing the product, they're going through reviews, maybe they add it to cart, like I would send them SMS flows for sure, like the abandoned flows, they're going to be receiving those. Does it make sense to also send them a campaign? Yeah, like I think they'd be more receptive to it than those who aren't really even thinking about buying your products, right? It could help them get over the edge, but it should be a different message than what you're sending out in your abandoned cart or abandoned checkout or browse abandoned, like whatever stage they're at in terms of the flow. So yeah, it could just be something like just send them information about the product they were browsing, just maybe like highlighting some features or talking like, hey, did you know we recently updated the formula of this product so it's even better, right? Or hey, did you know that when developing this product, we interviewed 6,000 women and, we had to go through like 42 doctors to find the one who would develop the product that we wanted. We put our life's work into this product. We hope you enjoy it, or, something like that, where it's more like less salesy and it's just giving the customer more information, more ammo to make the right decision, which is buy your product.
After this, I think the consensus we can come to is that SMS isn't dead. It's just that you're probably using it wrong, right?
Yeah, I think it's very easy to just think of SMS as email and just do the same thing. The channels do need to be treated differently. Another thing I'll add is that if you can be humorous, if your brand allows for it, if you can be funny, if you can crack some jokes, and yeah, you don't even have to link people to your website, but it's like with SMS, the way I feel about it is that you need to invoke some sort of emotion in your customer when they open and read the message, and you want that to be positive, of course. But how can you do that? Well, you can get them to think and like educate them on something, that they've learned something new, or you can make them feel happy by saying that you've done something amazing as a brand, or you can get them to laugh, right? And it could just be like, send them a meme, like there's some brands that like it's perfect fit, some brands not, like that's up for you to decide as a brand owner. But imagine like if your brand allows for it, and you're just sending memes to your customers, like, we're just going to send out a meme and like make our customers laugh because it's a Friday or because it's a Tuesday. We don't need a reason, right? We're just going to send out these memes. And if it goes in line with your brand, it's going to allow you to build brand, because your customers are going to be like, oh, that's the brand that sends the memes.
Yeah.
But they sell t-shirts, so we get a t-shirt, And I think it's an indirect way to get more buy-in and stay top of mind for customers.
Look, we can preach about this all day, but I know a brand owner right now over there is thinking, why would I spend all those carrier fees on sending a meme? Because I can't measure the results. The truth is, some things you can't measure straight away on the impact, but it's just putting yourself in the customer's shoes, and does it feel good? Do you read the SMS and think, well, I wouldn't mind receiving this? The answer is yes. If you want to receive it, then send it. If you're like, oh, I wouldn't read this, I'll just delete it, then the answer is don't send it. And I think that's a simple checklist that you should follow. But yeah, I love looking at memes. I mean, send me, like I'm tagged in reels from my friends all the time. I don't browse Instagram. I don't have time, but I love being tagged in a reel.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
All right, guys, there you have it. That's the verdict. SMS is not dead. You just need to come up with some creative ways to use it. Hopefully this video provided some insight into how you can do that and how you can leverage SMS for the rest of this year and beyond to extract more revenue, to build more brand affinity with your customers, and just increase lifetime value and returning customer rate as well. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, if you are looking for an email partner, SMS partner, someone to handle your retention marketing for you, just look at LTV, look at returning customer rate, look at the overall customer journey, enhance that for you, create a better experience for your customers. This is exactly what we do. We've been doing this for years. And if you're interested, there's a link below. Go to my website. You can book a call. It's 20 minutes. We'll see if you're the right fit for us. You're like on those like X Factor.
I like the hype, man.
So if that is something you're interested in, there's a link down below to book a call directly with me. It's 20 minutes. We'll chat about your business. We'll see if there's a fit for us to work together. And yeah, we will see you in the next one.